Okay, let's unpack this. We've received a sources sought notice. This one's from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA.
Right.
Think of this as a specific window, maybe, into how a major government agency does its market research before potentially launching a big project.
Yeah, it's that early stage.
So our mission for this deep dive is to quickly pull out the most important nuggets of, well, knowledge and insight from this document. What is the FDA looking for and, why?
And understanding the why is definitely key here. A sources sought notice, an SSN, it isn't a contract offer, not at all.
Right.
It's issued under FR Part 10, Federal Acquisition Regulation, which actually requires agencies to do market research.
Ah, okay.
So this notice is purely for, like, information gathering, planning. It lets the FDA gauge what capabilities are out there, industry interest, before they decide on a strategy.
Like issuing a formal request later on.
Exactly. It's them doing their homework, basically, making sure they know what's available and, importantly, who can do the work.
Right, so it's the initial sounding board. And the specific work they're exploring is uh, Business Transformation Team Support Services, BTT. What is that kind of signal?
Well, business transformation in a big agency like the FDA usually implies pretty significant change.
Good.
Could be process re-engineering, maybe integrating new tech, improving how they handle data, maybe even organizational effectiveness stuff. It's not just day-to-day support.
So bigger picture.
Definitely. It's about helping the agency evolve how it operates.
Yeah.
And this SSN specifically mentions looking for potential small business sources.
Ah, okay, that's a key detail.
Yeah, capable of providing these BTT services. That small business angle is explicitly stated.
And they've attached a draft statement of work, an SOW. That presumably details the scope of these services.
Exactly. That draft SOW is crucial. It lays out the specific types of support they think they'll need. The goal is to find potential small businesses who can provide the full range of services described in there and the potential outcome. This is all market research for a possible future multiple award blanket purchase agreement, a BPA.
A BPA, okay. Multiple award, meaning potentially several companies could get a piece of the action.
That's the idea, yeah. Spreads the capability, maybe the risk too.
And this potential agreement, it isn't immediate, is it? Or a short term?
No, not at all. The SSN is very specific. It mentions a potential period of performance spanning from March 29, 2026
To 26.
through March 28, 2031. That's a full 5 years.
Wow, 5 years.
Yeah. The fact they're thinking about a dedicated transformation team over half a decade, it suggests a pretty significant long-term strategic effort inside the agency.
It's a marathon, like you said, not a sprint.
Definitely.
So 5 years is substantial. If you're a small business out there listening and thinking, hey, we can do that, what exactly does the FDA want you to provide right now?
They're very clear. The notice asks for 3 specific things. First, a completed vendor feedback form.
Okay.
Second, they want tracked changes or comments on that draft SOW. They actually want your expert take on their proposed scope.
Makes sense. Get industry feedback.
Exactly. And third, a capability statement, proving you can actually do the work.
Got it. Vendor form, SOW comments, capability statement, and the nuts and bolts. How and when do interested businesses submit these?
Okay, responses must be sent via email. The address is noah.wills@fda.hhs.gov.
Noah Wills. Okay.
And this is crucial. The subject line must be precisely sources sought notice, FDA SSN 705 40125Q00064.
That specific identifier. Easy to mess up, so double check that.
Absolutely vital for them to track and process the responses correctly. Don't get creative with the subject line.
Tip. And the deadline. When's it all due?
Deadline is 12/400 p.m. Eastern Time.
Sure.
On Monday, January 27, 2025.
January 27th, 2025.
Okay. And one practical note they included. The contract specialist, Noah Wills, will actually be out of office. No email access from December 28, 2024 through January 12, 2025.
Ah, good flag. So right over the holiday period into early January.
Right. So keep that in mind if you have questions that need an answer during that specific window. Might be a delay.
Okay, so wrapping this up.
Yeah.
What does this all mean for you, the listener? This SSN, it's the FDA doing its homework, basically. Market research under FR Part 10.
Yep.
They're trying to identify potential small businesses that could provide this business transformation team support. It's stage 1 for a possible future multiple award BPA.
A big one, potentially. Spanning 5 years, remember,
Yeah.
from early 2026 to early 2031.
Right. So you now know what info the FDA wants, that vendor feedback form, your comments on the SOW, and your capability statement.
That's right.
You know how they want it emailed to Noah Wills using that very specific subject line?
Very specific.
And when they need it by noon Eastern, January 27, 2025. And remember that out-of-office period for the contact person.
And just to reiterate, this is purely market research right now. It is not a guarantee of a contract award down the line. It's them exploring the landscape.
Good reminder.
Which kind of leads to an interesting question for anyone considering responding. Given the FDA's unique mission and this 5-year time frame, what specific kinds of business transformation challenges unique to a regulatory agency like the FDA would a small business team really need to be ready to tackle? Something to think about.